Hey friends, our video got rudely interrupted by disk running out of space. Here we are back again, so this is going to be part 2 of our video. I'm here on the ground with my family. My wife, from here, northeast China, Shenyang, my son, my 9-year-old son, my mother-in-law, hundreds of thousands of other foreigners who are here with their families, billions of Chinese. We know what happened in the last month. We've been paying very, very close attention. So, that's the background. Now, if you want to know more information, go to my other articles that I wrote. The article I wrote about this on LinkedIn is now at 1.9 million views. Okay, and lots of other information that's out there. Check my Facebook page, check my YouTube videos, etc. Okay, and here we are. So, I want you to understand the two main characteristics of this video, of this virus, and I already mentioned what the one is. It's very contagious. Okay? And that's why all of a sudden it goes from like, oh, gee, we've only got 5 cases. By the way, I appreciate the attempts by, in America, President Trump to say, calm down, no need to panic. Yeah, true. And we know we have it under control. No, you don't. It's under control if it's under control. And the moment it's not under control, you'll know, and it ain't under control. So far in America, you went from 5 cases to 67 in a couple of days. You see how that works? So the CDC understands this. I'm not saying any of this to knock the CDC, but, in 2009, the CDC identified H1N1. It's in the links that I provided in my article. It's their information, not mine. So I'm not saying this to knock the CDC, but they basically said, oh yeah, see this H1N1 swine flu virus? Oops, it's a nasty one. Oh boy, it's looking like it's going to be a global pandemic. It's going to be a global pandemic. And you know what they did? They didn't do anything. Honestly, if you look at what the CDC did, they didn't do anything. Oh, for a couple of months, they said, oh, close the schools. That's it. So there was no big response to the H1N1 virus situation because the perception was that the death rate was low, like a more typical annual influenza. In retrospect, that's questionable now because CDC let it go. They didn't sound the alarm bell. They called a national emergency on it 6 months later when it was already spread to millions of people. By their own admission, so again, I'm not saying any of this to attack the CDC, by their own admission, and as I stated in my original article, whether it's China or America, the CDC or whoever or who, these things are estimates at best and are always behind. That's the nature of it. So by their own admission, the estimates of how far it had spread were way under what the actual numbers were. Ultimately, H1N1 went on to infect somewhere between 500 million to over 1 billion people worldwide, and deaths at over, again, the estimate range of 200,000 to as high as 576,000. I'd used 285,000 in my article as the deaths, but that was just the median number of the average of the range. They don't know. They estimate. Okay, that's the CDC. So when China says this is what the numbers are, and then people say China's lying about the numbers, everybody's like, well, okay, nobody knows what the numbers are. They're giving you the best estimates they can, and believe me, here in China, they have handled this thing excellent. Who is correct about their assessment of how well China handled the situation? And the WHO director said the other day, if I got sick with the virus, China's where I'd like to be. It's the truth. So all that anti-China talk, forget about it. It's so incorrect. That's not what this video is about. This is about you. More specifically, I'm going to title this video, Dear Manhattan, you need to pay attention because you got 1 case now. Italy, 5 cases, 10 cases within a week, 900 cases. Iran, 10 cases, now 10 deaths. Over 1,000 cases. Zoom into 2,000. You see how that works? South Korea, over 3,000 now from 15, all in less than a week. So this is what I mean. Manhattan, you're in this thing now. I don't know, but I'm telling you, 1 becomes 10, 10 becomes 30, 30 becomes 90, 90 becomes 271, that becomes 692, that becomes 998, and then you got 1,500, and then you got 3,000. You see how that works? Why? Because of what I told you. It is very contagious. Okay? Now, point number 2, and I'm done with the video. In addition to it being very contagious, this little bastard of a bugger virus, in many people on average, is 2 weeks asymptomatic. This virus has the characteristics of asymptomatic pathology. I just wanted to sound like a virologist there for a moment. You know, I'm not a virologist, but I sounded really good, right? Asymptomatic means no symptoms. So you understand what's going on? You got a virus. I get it. I got no symptoms. I get on a subway. It's crowded. I sneeze. I do a little cough here and there. No symptoms. I don't even feel like I have a cold yet for over a week. And I'm coughing and I'm sneezing and a little bit here and there. And, you know, I'm doing this. Oh, yeah. And then I put my hand where? On the subway handhold. And then I leave. And the next person grabs it. Folks, that's what we're dealing with. Mom was right. Okay? Mom was right. And that's what I'm telling you. So these 2 characteristics are what makes this virus something where I'm saying to you, no, it's not the average flu, and I really want you to pay attention. Now, I'm going to look here on my notes to make sure whatever else it is that I want to tell you quickly here, and then I'm going to end this video. This is critical. Dear Manhattan, it's you. You got 1. Listen to me. It's up to you as an individual person. So I said it right. Highly contagious. Ah, yeah, here it is, the 3rd point. 3rd point about this virus likes lung tissue. I'm sorry to tell you, more than the average influenza flu bug, this virus likes to cause pneumonia. It binds to lung tissue. That is not the same as when you get the flu and you got bronchitis and you're coughing up like a dog, because that's bronchitis. The infection is only in your bronchial tubes. When it goes to your lung tissue, see, that's a problem. Because once lung tissue is damaged, it doesn't repair well. It gets covered up with mucus, and then it can't absorb air. So people die from respiratory distress. By the way, 4th point, yes, fortunately, this virus is typical of an annual influenza flu type virus in that it mostly is causing severe symptoms in about 20% of people, and the majority of those people, 80% of those people, but not all, are elderly. Okay? People who are older with existing health weaknesses and conditions, COPD, smokers, people with other health problems. And then they're having a tendency, 10 to 15% of those people passing away. So you got yourself here a death rate that's anywhere from 1.5% to as high as maybe 3 or 4%. You with me? Because the annual average flu maybe is 0.1%, 0.5%. So it's a lot higher death rate. Okay? Unlike H1N1, by the way, which the problem with H1N1, and one of the reasons why I chose to compare it in my original article, was because H1N1 was not like a typical flu in this respect. It caused a lot of deaths amongst the young people under age 50 and kids, young people, teenagers. So that H1N1 was nasty for a different reason. I've told you everything I want to tell you. These are the characteristics of this particular virus. If it comes to your town, now go and refer to my other video where it says the mentality you should take is you're going to go camping. Hey, we got a problem with this virus here. Hey, kids, honey, we're going to go camping for a month. Think about that mentality. It's not the mentality of panicking. It's the mentality that says, we're going to get away. We're going to go up in the woods. We're going to isolate ourselves. What do you do when you go camping? Folks, you mentally expect that you're going to do a whole lot of nothing. That's what you do when you go camping. And that's what your life is going to be. That's what the life has been like here in China. Check the pollution map that just got posted. It shows no pollution in China in the north. And all the major cities, no pollution. The pollution level plummeted. Why? Because that proved what we said. All business, all factories, cars, no cars were on the road. The pollution level plummeted because we all stayed home. We went camping in our houses. That's what we did. You understand me? That's the mentality. Go watch the other video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please connect with me on Facebook. Please spread this message. I'm going to be done with it right here. All right. Thank you, everyone. Good luck. Be safe. God bless.